All right, let's get right into it. There's this IBM report that paints a really radical and honestly fascinating picture of what the business world is going to look like in just a few years. We're talking 2030. The entire idea of what a company is, it's about to be completely transformed, all thanks to one thing: artificial intelligence. The report kicks off with this quote, and you really need to let it sink in. This is the key to everything else we're going to talk about. We are so past the point of AI being just a handy tool or some productivity hack. This is about AI becoming the actual operating system for how businesses run, how they compete, and really how they even exist. So, what does this new AI first world actually look like? Well, the report calls it the smarter enterprise. And here's the best way to think about it. You know how traditional companies are kind of like hardware? They're rigid, built for one thing, and they're a real pain to change. The smarter enterprise, on the other hand, is like software. It's constantly getting updated, it adapts on the fly, and it learns from every single thing it does. And let me be clear, this isn't some small incremental tweak. We are talking about a total, from the ground up, rewiring of the entire enterprise. We're leaving behind this world of fixed processes, of quarterly strategy meetings and yearly reviews. The smarter enterprise, it's always on. It's processing market signals constantly. It's changing course in real time, and it's even experimenting with new business models all by itself. And this chart just shows you the scale of what leaders are expecting. A huge majority, two-thirds of them, believe AI will just wipe out some of their biggest headaches, like not having the right people or enough resources. The whole game is shifting from just being efficient to driving constant, relentless innovation. Okay, so if everything is changing, how do you handle your strategy, your investments? The report lays out a whole new set of rules for the game. And as we're about to see, playing it safe is probably the riskiest thing you can do. Get this, a staggering 79% of executives are literally banking on AI to drive major revenue growth really, really soon. I mean, that's a massive vote of confidence in where this is all headed. But here's the paradox. Of those same executives, only about a quarter of them have any clear idea of where that money is actually going to come from. You see that? There's this huge gap between what everyone expects and what they've actually planned for. So that leads to the million-dollar question, right? How do you lead through that kind of uncertainty? How do you make these huge bets when the future is so blurry? Well, the report suggests something called the AI first flywheel. It's a really powerful idea. So step one, you use AI to cut out waste and speed things up. That creates real savings and makes you more productive. But, and this is the crucial part, you don't just pocket those savings. You reinvest them into more innovation, which fuels growth, which lets you grab market share and create new business models, and that starts the whole cycle all over again. It feeds itself. This quote just nails the new mindset, doesn't it? It's no longer about defending your turf. It's about proactively trying to disrupt your own market before somebody else comes along and does it for you. Of course, a transformation this big needs more than just a new strategy. It means you need entirely new tools. And you have to totally rethink your teams and the skills you value. And a huge piece of this puzzle is understanding that the future of AI isn't just about who has the biggest model. It's about using the right model. So you've got your large language models, your LLMs. Think of those as the big, general-purpose Swiss Army knives. But then you have small language models, SLMs, and those are your compact, super efficient specialists. And what's really fascinating is what leaders are expecting. A huge majority, nearly three-quarters, think these smaller specialized models are going to be more important than the big ones. And why is that? Because your competitive edge isn't going to come from using the same generic AI as everyone else. It's going to come from highly tailored AI that knows your data, your processes, and your business logic. And these specialized AIs are going to show up as agents, basically autonomous systems built to do specific jobs. And they are going to be everywhere. Just look at the jump in this table from 2025 to 2030. We're talking about a massive increase, more than double in AI integration across almost every core part of the business, from IT all the way to finance. So what does all this mean for us humans, the people in the mix? Well, as AI takes over more of the routine stuff, our uniquely human skills become what really matters. Things like creative problem solving, real innovation, being adaptable. These aren't just soft skills anymore. They are your core value. This quote just hammers that point home. It's signaling a massive shift. It suggests that your mindset, your ability to learn, adapt, and work with people, is going to be way more valuable than any specific static skill you might have today. But hold on. Even as we're all scrambling to adapt to this AI-first world, the report points to another, potentially even bigger disruption that's looming right on the horizon. Yeah, we're talking about the quantum era, and this chart shows a pretty serious readiness gap. You've got almost 60% of executives who believe quantum is going to transform their industry, but look at the other numbers. Only about a quarter of them actually expect to be using it by 2030. There's a big disconnect between seeing it coming and actually preparing for it. And this isn't some far-off sci-fi threat. The report points to this tactic called harvest now, decrypt later. What that means is bad actors are stealing today's encrypted data, your data, with the plan of just sitting on it until the quantum computers of tomorrow can easily crack it open. The threat is already here. But, with great risk comes great opportunity. The companies that get out ahead of the quantum curve won't just be a little bit faster. They'll be able to solve problems that are literally impossible to solve today, changing everything from how we discover new medicines to how we model financial markets. So this whole report really leaves us with one critical question for every single leader out there. Is your organization ready? Because between the AI revolution that's happening right now and the quantum shift that's on its way, the only thing you can count on is change. And in this new era, the future is only going to belong to those who are engineered for perpetual innovation.